Before we continue on and talk about the house of Israel and Messiah ben David, I would like to talk about a very serious topic involving the war of heaven. In fact, it's centered around it. Mormons say, sons of perdition and denying the Holy Ghost. They are they who will be cast out. This is Mormon doctrine. What is it to be a son of perdition? Perdition was Cain. Cain sought to rule over his brother, Abel. Abel means breath, the breath, which is associated with the spirit. And he is black, not white. I want you to look again at the great words white. It has 8 in it because remember the word height. You want to be exalted, so you want to go to a height. E-I-G-H-T with an H in front of it is height. Sometimes the word E-I-G-H-T, which is 8, is also pronounced ite. Did you get lost in the spelling? But you use the star of Melchizedek, which is the 8-pointed star, to go earn a great height in the celestial kingdom and rule over your brethren, who are sons of God. Sons of perdition follow the devil, who is a liar from the beginning. He and those who follow him are the 1/3 and serve the 1/3 plan and want the 66.66666 with a line over that number for infinity to be under them. They love 666 and they love 1/3 and they even want to have another 1/3. They want to exalt themselves. They are they who want to exalt themselves above all the angels, all of the holy angels of God, the souls of God, the sons of God, the S-O-L-S. They deny the one S-O-L-E. That solely is the S-O-L-E. That is the breath that is in every soul. That is the God, the eternal Father. They say, this one is not one. He surely is not one. He is not one L, one God. And chaos and chance rule instead. We will be the grandest of the organized intelligences and be made gods over them. For Satan said, he seeks to go in and rise above the throne of God. Now, you say that is a son of perdition, that which denies the one soul, S-O-L-E, that is the whole with a W. That is the one spirit, of which is the most whole of which all holy angels are. And that spirit is not dead. It lives. It never was killed. I know we call it a ghost because here in this realm, I guess we look around and say, it is not one. It is not one. See, oneness has been killed. And that is not so. So I want you to think about denying the Holy Ghost and what that means. I also want to talk about simultaneous time. Is it so difficult for you to think about? Sometimes it is for people. Let's think about the eternal. Joseph Smith had the Times and Season newspaper in Nauvoo. And that was his times and seasons. And in the book of Abraham, they reckoned times and seasons. All the different reckoning of the planets and the kolob and the times and seasons and years of God. For, God even has a year. Because surely a day for him is 1,000 years for us. So I wonder what a year for him is. We'll talk about that a little later. But all of these times and seasons exist in one moment. I want you to fathom one more time, we've done this before, but all that is the law. The all is the pan and the fire as well, which is the spirit. And all of the fire is the pan, the all. P-A-N means the all. Look it up. Pan, like in pandemic. All. Pan is a word, a prefix that means all. Look it up on Google. Definition of pan as a prefix. Not just a frying pan. Although we don't want to get out of the fire, out of the spirit, and then into the pan, for surely we would be eaten in such a metaphor and be ate. But a worth of a soul is great, isn't it? How great? Great. How great thou art? Great. So great, I cannot rate you. So we have the great white light, which has the word 8 in it. Why? Because it also, E-I-G-H-T, is height, like in height. The great white light. Is that a weight? A weight? W-A-I-T, W-E-I-G-H-T. Is that white so heavy on the black, but yet it is the black, for it lacks the light, and holds on to some other light instead that we call illumination, that has an il, like devil, at the beginning? Or is it the enlightenment, that all is soul, and that soul is all, and all sons are the soul of God? I want you to think about that, because they're to be cast out. And all of this is happening now. All that is all that is. Where is all that is? Now, I'm not going to say you get out of it. If you get out of all that is, I'm going to include what you got out of too. It's still all that is. You cannot get out. And you're not going to get out of this. The kingdom of heaven is within. And you might say, but within means there's a without. Without, S-I-N. Look it up in Spanish, and it also means sin. There is no out. You can only fathom opposites now that you know the knowledge of the tree of good and evil. Do you remember when it was all just simply good, and good was good enough? That was before they partook of that tree. All is still good, and that is why good is so much like the word God. And Mormons should know that, for they've said in their conferences, talks, and general authorities over the pulpit and the tabernacle at Temple Square in Salt Lake City, Utah, that Mormon means more good. More good does not mean better. We are not betters, and this is not by chance. So one more time, all of this is happening now. All lines and all times are happening in one moment. But surely Satan and his hosts have been cast out yet by Michael. They have been. They are. They will be, and they haven't yet. Can you fathom one moment where all of that is happening now? When is the council of heaven? Now. You say in the past. The past is now. It is happening now. We have the present. We are all senders. Senders. Everybody is sending. So all is sent. No one is sent instead. All is sending. If all is sending, nobody is sent instead, so all are sent. What is your sentence? Tell me your convictions, for you will be convicted by your convictions. And that's called the eternal plan of procession. This is a process. You wanted to turn it into a race so we'd have winners and losers? Wow, Lucifer. I don't think God is a loser, Lucifer. No soul is. You want to focus on progress. Progress. For progress is already in process. Every time there's a parade, it's processing. And you might say, well, what's the point of a parade if we can't have someone come in first? I want to be first. Do you want to be first, or do you want to be last? For the last will be first, and the first will be last. Nevertheless, what is the medium of all this, of which all light, all life flows? And what is it that flows? What is the medium? Like an artist has a medium of paint or pastels, the medium is that which you use. It is the sound. That is just sound. All tones on a piano are sounds. Anybody who knows the atonement. But you know atone means? Look at the word. Do not hide behind the spelling. It is there for a reason. The one language is not lost in the confusion of tongues, my friends. A is a prefix that means not. Look it up. Say A, Google A, prefix, meaning. Look those three words up on Google, and you will see A is a word that means not. Tone? A tone? It is not a tone. It is at one, but where is one at? One is at itself, and it is at one with what it is, and that is its substance, its understance, its understanding. It is standing on itself, for all that is not standing on something else, for there is nothing else. Is that so difficult for you to fathom? Or have you given up that understanding in order to justify yourself? Hopefully I will be a god. Now I have a chance. If I follow this, I follow this. I have followed all the rules, all of the degrees in a ruler stick. Wow, no wonder you need poles. Without the poles, then you could not have a ruler stick. But endless is my word, and the word is the rod. Endless is my name. Endless are my worlds and my works. And you have turned a never-ending rod and cut it into a pole? Is that why you're an apologetic? I wonder about that sometimes.